Breaking news this Friday morning. You woke up to a notification about it on your VNL News app, and we're now following it for you. Police are investigating an early morning shooting that has a man fighting for his life. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live this morning from where it all happened with what we know at this point. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Lisa. We still are currently at the 1100 block of 2nd Avenue South, and it still is a pretty active scene. We've been here all morning, and we haven't seen any changes when it comes to how active it is. We are going to move to the side so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, there are five Fargo police officers or vehicles on scene, and there's yellow caution tape covering the home. Now, Fargo police saying that their detectives are still working to get us an update, and we should expect the full update by mid-morning. Now, here is what we know so far. Now, the call for the shooting came in around 1 this morning. This is the neighborhood near the Cass County Courthouse. Now, officers found one man who was shot, and they say they detained everyone else that was involved. Now, no word yet on any of the arrest or conditions of the victim, and also we don't have names of anyone that's involved as well. But we will go ahead and continue to update you throughout this morning and let you know the latest as it comes in.
Okay, Brian Sherrod reporting live on this breaking story. Be sure to stay with us online and have that VNL News app ready to get the updates. Also breaking overnight, Fargo police rushed to a Southside apartment for reports of an attempted burglary and found out that a gun had been fired. Police were called to the apartment in the 2000 block of 21st Avenue South right around 9 last night. The caller originally said he thought people were breaking into his home and he was armed with a gun. When police arrived, they learned the caller had accidentally shot his own gun. Police say it appears the man had mental health issues and he was taken to the hospital for an evaluation. No one was hurt from that gunshot. New this morning, dozens of nurses from the U.S. Air Force are being deployed to North Dakota to help fight the surge of COVID-19 cases in area hospitals and nursing homes. The backup is coming from bases in Ohio, Virginia, Texas, Florida, Mississippi, and Maryland. They're leaving tomorrow and are expected to start work next week. The critical care nurses will be split into teams to support staff at Essentia and Sanford and Fargo, all true in Grand Forks, plus hospitals in Bismarck and Minot. The help is coming from FEMA after a request by Governor Doug Burgum. Also today, the North Dakota Nurses Association is holding a news conference this morning. We expect it to be COVID related. It's happening at 9 this morning, so stay with Valley News Live on air and online for that update. The North Dakota National Guard's COVID-19 efforts have reached a remarkable milestone. It is now the longest statewide mobilization in its history, even surpassing efforts from the 2011 flood. The Guard has assessed 67,495 personnel days working on COVID-19 support. That compares with 67,264 days for the flood. COVID operations started on March 16th, and about 270 soldiers and airmen are on duty. The Health and Human Services Secretary says an application for emergency use of Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine is expected today. As COVID-19 continues to spread across the U.S., the CDC says Americans should cancel their Thanksgiving plans and not travel at all for the holiday. The total number of cases since the pandemic hit the U.S. is now approaching 12 million after hitting 11 million on Sunday. If you're just waking up with us, you might still see a few flurries, maybe even a little drizzle. And get ready for some cooler temperatures as we check in with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. We're still working on recovering from last night's round of mixed bag of weather, and there are some places still reporting some of those flurries. In Devil's Lake, this is our view right now. You can see the sky's clearing. It's going to clear out from west to east just like that precipitation moved in. We've got a pretty sunrise starting up. Looks good looking in that direction, but if you look down on our camera, you can see the fresh snow, the tire tracks in the parking lot on our Home of Economy Skycam in Devil's Lake, and those are frozen over. So there's some ice there and ice along the road surfaces as well, as reported from our DOTs. And speaking of, this is the Minnesota DOT Plow recent view in the Mentor area along Highway 2. You can see snow on the left-hand side of the road there that the plows are working on clearing. And there's a lot out. Each one of these icons on the Minnesota road conditions map indicates a plow that's working on those roadways in northwest Minnesota. The blue and purple or magenta colors indicate roads that are partially or completely covered with compacted snow or or ice. So this is for many areas, especially north of Highway 10, but even along Highway 10, there's some areas dealing with that. And in northeastern North Dakota, a large area of yellow, and that means ice as well. So Northern Valley dealing with that too. And if you leave your car out overnight, well, you're going to have to do some scraping in those areas that we picked that up. Not only did we have some icy conditions, snow might have fallen on top of that, so you might need a couple extra minutes to get that taken care of. And more time to travel this morning too with those slick spots. Southern Valley, it's not so bad, but still want to watch out for those patches. You can see there's still some flurries out there south of Grand Forks. Temperatures are below freezing now across much of the region, teens to some 30s, so it's a cold start. And that wind out of the northwest, a gust to 29 in Grand Forks, means those temperatures really aren't going anywhere today. And in fact, looking at your bus stop forecast, starting around 30 in Fargo, we end up around 32 for the afternoon, but we at least get a little bit of sunshine. You'll definitely want to bundle those kids up and yourself as you're getting ready to head out the door today. So looking like a cold day here in the valley. Heading into the weekend, not warming up too much, and we do have a chance for some snow and rain Saturday night.
Okay, keep that VNL weather app handy as we move into the weekend. Thank you, Lisa. New this morning, a North Dakota man is dead after rolling his SUV near Dickinson. The Highway Patrol says the victim's car left the road last night, rolled through a fence, and ended up in a field. He was a 26-year-old from Taylor, North Dakota. An autopsy is being performed to determine the cause of death of a man whose body was found in South Moorhead. It was discovered yesterday in a garage in the 2900 block of 17th Street South. Police say it's believed to be the body of 28-year-old Marwan Assad, who's been missing for a week. Family and friends say that Assad has a 2-month-old child, and they don't believe he would do anything to himself to be away from his family. It took nearly 12 hours, but police finally got their guy after they say he assaulted a Minnesota State trooper. It all started around 7 yesterday morning when the trooper pulled over a suspected impaired driver in St. Joseph. They say after a breath test, the guy punched the trooper in the face and then took off in a car. Then the suspect ran away on foot after police flattened all 4 of his tires with stop sticks. St. John's University went into lockdown because of concern that the man was on campus and possibly armed. Police finally caught up with 29-year-old Devin Wilson around 6:30 on campus. He's now in the Stearns County Jail in St. Cloud. The trooper, who was punched, suffered multiple fractures to his jaw and is scheduled for surgery today. A Minnesota judge has rejected a divorce settlement between former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin and his wife, citing the possibility of fraud. The agreement would have transferred most of the couple's assets to Kelly Chauvin, but attorneys say it adds to suspicions that the Chauvins are trying to protect their assets. Derek Chauvin is the former officer who has been charged with murder in the death of George Floyd. He also faces a lawsuit from Floyd's family. A West Fargo woman who put up Christmas decorations for her nephew with special needs is now missing part of her display after a 7-foot light-up tree was stolen off of her property. Shortly after putting up the decorations outside of her home, Kim Gardner discovered that her light-up tree had been stolen. She says the main reason she put up the decorations was for her nephew, giving him a sense of normalcy in this rocky year. Gardner said that she doesn't have much hope of getting the tree back, but she does hope it will still be put to good use.
I do hope that whoever did take it, that they use it. You know, at least if you're going to take it, use it. Or if, you know, if they see this, bring it back. Because the kid that's here all the time, he should have the right to see it.
Garner also told us that this is nothing new in the area and that her nephew's bike was also recently stolen. A small North Dakota town is asking for help from the community because of a staffing emergency. The Wilton school superintendent says at one point about 25% of their staff was out, which forced them to almost close the school. They're now asking for people to help in the kitchen, with custodial work, and even as aides in classrooms. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's today's question. 81% of us say we will not be doing this on Thanksgiving. The answer, with everything going on, I think we trick people with this. Counting calories, that's never allowed on Thanksgiving. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but remember, the Valley Today rolls on. You can join us right now for more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW. Have a great weekend, everyone.